Hey, I'm Jordan, and I'm back again. Thought I would do part two of my Criterion video, but I decided, kind of tis the season, so I would do another horror video. Specifically movies that, I don't know, easy recommendations for like Halloween season. Considering today, well, by the time I'm uploading this, today is Halloween, so hopefully this video isn't like too little too late. But maybe you see it and then you can be like, oh, I got time to watch a movie. I'll watch one of these. So, I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas. I don't really know what I'm doing. I picked 10 movies. Um, I don't know why, just because 10 seems easy. I tried to kind of go for the less super obvious picks. Like, I didn't just do Halloween because that's like, well, duh. Um, So I tried to mix it up a little bit. I mean, I don't know. I feel like some of these are still kind of obvious, but whatever. I tried a little. Anyway, onto the list, starting with a movie that's not strictly a horror movie. There's two on here that I will say up top. I don't necessarily consider horror, but, they're close enough. So, starting off with The Crow. Uh, Brandon Lee, based on a comic book. Uh, I guess I'll do a short description. Basically, dude and his fiance get murdered. Year later, dude comes back from the dead to get revenge. This is definitely more of an action movie, kinda with like supernatural elements. But I don't know. It's fitting. It takes place literally on Devil's Night, which is October 30th. So Halloween season. This was Brandon Lee's final film, as I'm sure most of the people watching this know. But yeah, I don't know. I really like it. It just kind of emotional and moody, and Ernie Hudson is great as a supporting character. And it's got, oh, what's his name? Michael Wincott. He was also in Nope. He was in Alien Resurrection. He's been in a whole bunch of stuff. He's a dude that has a really deep voice. I mean, well, okay, that was a little comical, but he's got a really deep voice, and he's kind of like the main bad guy. And I just like him in this movie too. Tony Todd is in it. Oh, do they have his name on there? They don't. There's a travesty. Um, the guy from the Warriors, and he was in Commando. Like, Warriors, come out and play. That guy, he's in here too. I will say the villains in this movie are a bunch of jerks. They all suck. Every villain in this movie is a garbage person, which is good. It's a nice contrast because Brandon Lee is not. He's a pretty dope guy. So that's my number 10 pick. And these aren't in any particular order either. It's not like number one's the best Halloween movie. Like, no, it's nothing like that. I just picked 10 movies that I wanted to highlight, basically. This one, based on a book, don't really see too many people talking about it. I don't know if it's like well received or not. I liked this movie. Horns with Daniel Radcliffe. This is based on a book written by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son, which I could do a whole other video just talking about that stuff because Joe Hill's a cool author. I like everything he's done, comic books included. But basically, almost, almost like The Crow. This is about a dude played by Daniel Radcliffe who is investigating like the death of his significant other, and in the process, he gets horns, hence the title. And basically, he gets like demonic power, like is becoming the devil as like the movie progresses, and he can like make people, do what he wants and all that kind of stuff. And he uses that uh, in getting like answers as to what happened to his girlfriend and stuff. I think it's just a girlfriend. I don't know. But yeah, I thought this was kind of fun. It's not super like depressing. Like I feel like The Crow is like it's pretty depressing a lot of the time. This definitely has more humor and stuff in it. The effects are cool. I mean, I think it's mostly CG and stuff, but I thought like Daniel Radcliffe just was great in this movie. But he's great in like everything. Like Daniel Radcliffe is just legitimately a very good actor, and it seems like he picks movies that he's passionate about. Um, and so yeah. Uh, so also keeping with the Warriors thread, James Remar's in this movie who played Ajax in the Warriors, and he was Dexter's dad. So I don't know, weird connective tissue throughout these recommendations. I don't know. But yeah, Horns. I like it. It was streaming for a while on I think Netflix, but I don't know if that's changed. Next pick got a werewolf movie called The Wolf of Snow Hollow. I really liked this. It's basically like community gets attacked by werewolves or a werewolf, and it's up to the main character who's like I don't think that he's a like a police chief or anything. I think he's just an officer, and it's just him trying to figure out like what's going on. And this has a lot more comedic elements than the other stuff or other movies so far. But I really dug this. Uh, Robert Forster's in it in one of his last roles. Uh, that guy, he's been in a ton of stuff. He was in Alligator. He was in Jackie Brown. Just, I mean, tons of things. Oh, I guess I could show the backs of the other ones too. Here's the back of Horns if you want to see a little bit. Trying to get the light so it doesn't suck. And the back of The Crow. But yeah, I just thought this was like kind of a cool version of a werewolf movie. Uh, and there was just a lot of humor to be had in it. So I don't know. I liked this movie a lot. Just the main guy is just so frustrated all the time, and that was just I don't know, very entertaining for me. So yeah, I don't know. I figured I'd pick like a werewolf movie, try to hit a couple of different genres. So this is my werewolf movie. And I didn't want to hit too many things that I've already covered in other videos. I don't know. Not that that really matters either. Next up, Pumpkinhead. This is pretty obvious, I feel like. I mean, it literally has pumpkin in the title. Pumpkinhead, it's got Lance Henriksen in it. It's just kind of a mean little movie. Stan Winston directed it. The actual creature of Pumpkinhead, awesome. Top 10 creatures of all time. Love how it looks, how it moves, everything. Just really cool. It plays this weird, like, cicada sound every time it's on screen. Really creepy. That specific sound used to freak me out when I was a kid because I would watch this movie a lot. Basically, Lance Henriksen works at I think he owns a gas station. It's like him and his little son. And some teenagers come to town and they accidentally kill his son, so he gets revenge by like going to this creepy witch and raising up Pumpkinhead, and it's linked to him, and so it's kind of shows his descent as Pumpkinhead is kind of coming up to power and stuff. And I don't know, I really dig this movie, and I always have. I know I don't remember I mentioned it or not already, but yeah, Stan Winston directed it. It's one of the few things he ever directed. Maybe the only thing he directed. I'm not 100% on that. But yeah, Pumpkinhead. It's great. I don't know. It's a great movie. If you haven't seen it, check out Pumpkinhead. Next up, we have VHS 2. I just really dig this one. Like specifically, there is an alien abduction segment that was directed by Jason Eisner, the same guy that did Hobo with a Shotgun and the Dark Side of the Ring uh, series for Vice about like just real bad times in pro wrestling. Um, and yeah, I think the segments in this one were all just really cool. For those that don't know, this is like a found footage movie where like it's broken. It's like an anthology, and there's like a connecting through line of like why these different random VHS tapes are being watched. But I believe there's like a zombie movie or a zombie segment, the alien abduction one. Um, oh man, what else is there? Because I watched all of these so like uh, close together that I kind of some of the segments bleed into each other. I think this is the one that has a really great. Uh, I'm not sure if it's Malaysian or Indonesian or what, but it's a segment where like it's following like a cult basically, and that's really good. I know it's in this movie now that I think about it. Um, but yeah, this one's just it's pretty gnarly. Um, but yeah, VHS two. I mean, I know found footage isn't for everybody, but this one's really cool. Yeah, I mean both VHS one and two are both like really easy to recommend. I kind of like all of them, but this one is my favorite. So this one isn't necessarily horror, but it like stressed me out to an insane degree when I saw it in theaters. Um, and it just, I don't know, I love this movie. Green Room. It's got Anton Yelkin, Patrick Stewart, and Imogen Poots, and Alia Shawkat, and a couple other people that I recognized. And basically, it it's about like a little punk band. They're on tour. One of their gigs falls through, and so they kind of figure out they can play this other venue to make up for it and get some cash to like go back home. And the other venue is like a neo-Nazi bar, and basically they see something that they shouldn't, and they are trapped in the bar by all the neo-Nazis, and it's like whoo, it's tense. It's really, really tense, and the gore in here, all the practical effects are like just gnarly. Patrick Stewart plays the leader of the neo-Nazi gang, and it's rad. Um, like I said, this movie like kept me on the edge of my seat the entire time. And it's just like, man, it's brutal, but it's definitely worth the watch. So yeah, I just really good. Jeremy Saulnier, I might have pronounced that wrong. I don't know. He's the one that directed it. He also did a movie called Blue Ruin, which was really good as well. Um, but Green Room is my favorite movie that he's done, and this was actually my favorite movie of 2016 when it came out. Like this was the number one movie that I saw that year. So Green Room, check it out if you just want to be like if you just want to have a bad time, watch Green Room. Next up, another found footage movie, As Above, So Below. I thought that this movie was really good. It takes place in the Paris catacombs, and then it kind of goes to a place that's lower than that, like further underground. I'm talking about hell. This movie goes to hell, and they bring a camera, and it's cool. Parts of it kind of feel like an adventure movie because they're like kind of trying to figure out like a bit of a mystery as to like what kind of where they're going, and also just like how do we get down there and blah blah blah. um I just thought this was really cool. There's some very unsettling stuff in here, especially once they get down into like hell. Just a lot of, I don't know, just unsettling. That's the best word for it. And you know, I like found footage movies, so as above, so below. Check this one out. So I figure I needed to pick a John Carpenter movie, and I didn't want to pick Halloween. And I mean, The Thing is one of my favorite movies, but it also kind of doesn't have that like spooky Halloween vibe. Um, and you know, I was thinking maybe Prince of Darkness. That's pretty cool. You know, people don't talk about it a lot. In the Mouth of Madness, that's very Lovecraftian. You know, pretty cool. Christine, Stephen King. He's kind of the king of this season. But I decided to go with The Fog because I don't know what time of year this takes place, but I'm seeing a lot of fog at night right now. And so I'm going to say it takes place in October. Who cares? I don't know. I'm lying. I don't know when this takes place. I'm just making things up. But I mean, you got Tom Atkins, you got Jamie Lee Curtis, you got Adrienne Barbeau, stacked cast, stacked director. It's a ghost story. A boat, like a couple hundred years before this movie takes place, like crashed by the town. It's got all these ghosts that come from the fog. I don't know. I think it's rad. You know, John Carpenter, you can't go wrong. But this was my pick because it just has a real good vibe. So yeah. So I said I wasn't gonna pick Halloween, and I didn't. I picked Halloween 3 because if we're talking straight Halloween films that take place around Halloween or on Halloween, yes, Michael Myers does murder people on that holiday, but he doesn't kill tons of kids. And this movie is all about child death. And I like that. Plus, if you watch this, you'll get the little Silver Shamrock jingle stuck in your head forever. Because it's been in my head since I was about 10 years old and I saw this for the first time. Another movie with Tom Atkins. Because obviously Tom Atkins is amazing. He's kind of a creep in this movie, which is fine. But yeah, he's a bit of a creep. It's about an evil company using the power of Stonehenge to murder children on Halloween because they make masks, and the kids watch a TV commercial with their mask on, and it strobes, and apparently that activates a chunk of Stonehenge that is inside the mask that turns the kids' heads into spiders and bugs. And I think that's fun. There's robots in it, because every good movie has robots. And yeah, it's Halloween 3. This gets hate from some people, gets a lot of love from others. I don't know. I think this movie's awesome, and I would love to someday own that skull mask, or the pumpkin mask, or the witch mask. I would love any of the masks from Halloween 3. And last but not least, if you want violence, if you want a 2-hour-long slasher movie, if you want to see kills that feel like they last forever, if you want a really hilarious killer, I'm talking about Terrifier 2. The first Terrifier is really good. All Hallows Eve, which was the movie where this guy, Art the Clown, originated, also pretty good. Terrifier 2, though, cranks all of it up to 50. This movie is insane. It's not even like I I can't even call it like a slasher movie because I feel like it surpasses the genre. I feel like this is like a super slasher movie because Art the Clown, that guy, just goes so hard. Um, I mean, definitely not for the faint of heart, and you will know almost immediately if this is too much for you. And it like definitely will be for some people. But if you just want to see like super gnarly, brutal kills and maybe laugh a little bit and you know, that kind of stuff. This is the movie for you. This was like my number 3 favorite movie from last year. And rumor has it part 3 is coming out soon. Well, maybe it's not coming out soon, but like they're gonna start revealing stuff about it soon because I believe this is actually going back into theaters either today or tomorrow, like Halloween or November 1st, something like that. It's like early November, late October. This will be back in theaters for a brief period of time, and buddy, this movie's awesome. Like it's just so nuts. Um, so yeah, that's my list. It's just 10 movies. Wow, these 10. I mean, I don't really have any like runner-ups or anything like that, but I don't know. I could probably think of some. But yeah, so if you need some movie recommendations, hopefully this helped you. And also, have a happy Halloween. Look at that. Tying it all together. Boom. All right. See you later.